best brunch spots in the area, Mike and Stu have the answer. With a combined half-century in the industry, they bring their wealth of experience to bring you the latest trends, expert opinions, and interviews with people in the know. They are the dynamic duo of dining.
It's a wine and food show, Stu.
It's a food and wine show, trust me.
Look right here, it's Sip and Chew. It's wine and food.
Because chew rhymes with stew. That's the only reason.
Oh, you glorified fry cook.
Now it's time to Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu on FM Talk 1065.
We are the dynamic duo of wine and dining on the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Sip and Chew Show of America. Welcome to the Sip and Chew Show on this fine, overcast Easter Sunday morning. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, y'all.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter. We are
ready to eat some lamb.
and it's a rabbit. It's a rabbit. But anyway, it is Easter Sunday, and it has been a gorgeous past several days, and I hope it clears up a little bit today, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, the overcast is fine, because then the fish can't see you.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a big thing. If you can see them, they can see you. See how that works, Mark? So the overcast, that's perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Like they can make a connection between that hook in the water and that.
They can make a connection between that big hairless monkey and bad things happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So, anywho, all right. Well,
all right. Easy.
All right. But anyway, we are here.
We are
on Easter Sunday, and I'll be going to a crawfish boil later today.
Oh, lucky you!
Easter crawfish.
Fee?
No, just BYOB, and friends of mine, they have a big crawfish boil on Easter Sunday. It's for misfits, people that don't really have a lot of family in the area, and it's a misfit.
Nice.
But we have a good time. I'll wait till somebody peels some crawfish and sets them down,
and you take a bite out.
I go, look over there, and I eat their crawfish. I had thought
you ought to stop and get some tater tots.
Every time crawfish season comes around, I think, I need to find me a good Cajun girl to date so she can peel my crawfish for me. So anyway,
look, all the lines are lit up there.
What they cost. Anywho, so anyway, Stu, what's going on with you?
Well, woke up this morning early to
Did you? I did too.
Yeah, to a text message from my brother saying he's got a fever, so the fish fry is canceled.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going fishing.
There you go.
Yeah. If I can't eat fish, I'll go torture some.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
But yeah, Box Out is closed today. Most things are closed. I was driving here. A lot of restaurants aren't open today.
Yeah.
The Piggly Wiggly on Forest Hill was closed. Good for them.
Good for them.
Grocery stores don't need
I would
to be
think a lot of the grocery stores would be closed today.
Yeah.
To Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Those three things.
And whenever you start mentioning like a store being closed on Easter Sunday or Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day, and you always hear, well, what about those people that need that last minute item? They need to learn to organize themselves better. That's what. There's consequences to procrastinating. There's consequences to being late.
Yeah.
So let these people have the holiday off too.
Yes. Do want to thank all those in the medical field and the first responders. They have to make the sacrifices to work.
Coast Guard's going to be busy this weekend. We're getting into the busy.
They're already been busy.
Yeah.
Some guy floated down the Gulf on a kayak. They had to go get him. He said he kept trying to paddle back in. He was fishing, and he kept trying to paddle back in, but the surf was too rough. It kept taking him out.
I watch a show on YouTube from time to time. A guy lives in East Tennessee. It's called Catfish Kayak, and that's what he does. And I mean, Mike, he'll go out in his kayak in a lake up there on the Tennessee River, and he may end up with a 30-pound catfish on all 4 rigs he has out at the same time.
Oh, Lord.
And he lands them all. Well, in the wintertime, he goes down to the Keys. And he had an episode last winter where he tied in. We never saw what it was. The guess is bull shark.
Yeah.
But this thing towed his kayak
Mm-hmm.
for miles for 2 solid hours before it finally broke him off. He never even saw it.
I saw the kid in the kayak, and he caught a fish so big it was about as big as his kayak, and I think it was on freshwater, but it like pulled him over.
Yeah, might have been like a muskie. Those you don't fish for those from the kayak. And I heard a story.
Well, you don't have a whole lot of control what.
Right. Well, you can always just cut it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you're not. The thing with muskie is 30 seconds max out of the water.
I
As
want
big and rugged a fish as
I
they
want
are.
my lure back.
Well, not at the expense of killing a fish that's very hard to catch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the muskies are hard to catch.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that I was listening to, he said he fished for muskie nonstop, targeting them, did everything right for a year before he caught his first one. And he said, but once you catch that first one, then you want to catch more.
Yeah, is that a whitefish?
Yeah. I'd say they're up at Great Lakes. It's a freshwater fish in the Great Lakes area. Lots of teeth. The closest thing we have here, and it's a relative, is northern pike. With lots of teeth in it, but the muskie, much better eating fish because you don't have the bone problem.
Are pike and walleye in the same family?
Yeah, they're all kind of related.
Yeah.
Yankee
Shark
fish
teeth.
with teeth in their mouth.
Man.
with all their teeth.
Yeah, but we do have
They'll cut a
northern.
line, dude. I mean, like,
Yeah, we do have northern pike down here. There's plenty out at Big Creek Lake. I've seen some little creeks and stuff where I've caught them as well too. But walleye not going to survive down here.
So
Muskie.
my question is this, whether it's white or it's redfish, whatever, with pike and northern pike, my folks used to, hate getting pike on because they'd lose. And I'd say, why, what are you fishing for them in the first place for, trying to get the meat? I mean, they're not worth eating.
They
You
taste
have to
delicious. They have a ton of bones in them, these little wide bones.
Yeah.
And what my dad used to do is he just scored the fillet every inch and allowed the oil to get into the meat and actually fry the bones so that they were so crispy you didn't notice them.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's the only person I've ever known to clean a pike in such a way that you could
eat it. Yeah.
I'm sure people that fish for it all the time, Michigan, Minnesota, and everything, they would have no problem with it.
Yeah, I didn't like the
But
taste
at
of
the
the
same
meat.
time-
I don't like fishy tasting fish. That's just
Yeah.
me. I'm moving.
Well, also keep in mind that the emphasis today with fishing is on catch and release and not eat.
Right.
That's why you see
Sport.
now there's a big trend of people fishing for bowfin, which we call here on the Gulf Coast grinnell,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty much worthless to eat. Although I had an uncle that said if it hadn't been for grinnell stew, they wouldn't have got through the Great Depression. So clearly you can eat it. There's just
Yeah.
better stuff. But this thing is prehistoric. It survived the last ice age, the grinnell. It's ugly. It stinks. But they'll grow, 5, 10, 15 pounds.
Wow.
And they're fun to catch. I caught one a year and a half ago up in Mount Vernon while I was ultralight fishing. So I got 6-pound test on, and I caught a 4.5-pound bowfin, and it was lots of fun. But the whole catch and release thing now, species that we'd always looked up at, and Mike probably YouTube growing up in Mississippi and stuff, that's a trash fish or that's a good eating fish.
Exactly. Like carp.
Well, yeah. Well, now they're targeting the ones that we consider trash fish because they're not good to eat, but they're fun to catch. Carp is very
I
popular.
grew up catching brim a lot.
Yeah.
I love catching brim.
Yeah, but those are delicious too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had any prepared.
You have to catch a lot of them to fill up.
You're not going to get it at a restaurant. Bluegill, brim is a broad thing. Basically means the same thing as a sunfish. Bluegill's most popular brim down here is shellcracker. Crappie is also a brim.
Mm.
Technically, largemouth bass falls into
Have a
that.
crappie.
Yeah, crop.
I've,
Yeah.
I've never caught a brim in my life. I mean, a bass in my life.
Oh,
A
really?
lot of catfish.
Yeah.
Speaking of cat, I like watching those noodling
I know.
videos.
There's a line in the hook.
Those young
There's no-
girls get down there
Yeah.
in that muddy water and they don't know what they're sticking their hand
Exactly.
in.
Exactly.
And they grab that big catfish about 3 or 4 foot long with by their jaw and just,
Yeah.
or their gills and pull them out of the ground.
One 15-foot alligator gar will make them never do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Or at least not with two
Oh,
hands.
water moccasin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no sense in it.
251-343-0106. Callahan's Irish Social Club texting calling line. Beautiful, man.
The hard thing is getting Mike to not stop. When we start doing it at the same time, just keep doing it. He got it that time. Well, half the time he just stops and looks at me like, "Oh, are you doing it? You're doing it. You're doing it."
You tell me you needed help.
Report suspected abuse or neglect to the
Oh, yeah,
Alabama
you need to
Resources
get
at 1-800-458-7214 or look for adult
No.
protective
Yeah,
services on the
vice versa.
DHR website at
I tell you, the tough one for me is,
Sponsored by the Alabama
I
Department of
drink
Human
with the
Resources, the
green
ABA
tea and
police
they have this
station.
big bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is your source for award-winning local news,
Oh.
in-depth
Ooh.
investigative
Does it have-
reporting, commentary,
I
cuisine
ain't got no-
reviews, and arts and entertainment
At
coverage.
least this one's got a cap on it this big, but you think I can grab that thing with your arthritis? No.
No one covers this area like we do. Find us
Well, I
around
think
town
I-
in one of our Regal Purple boxes. You can purchase a Lanyap digital subscription for just 21 cents a day. Not only do you help us
Learned that trick
continue to
early, you know,
keep
being an
covering
alcoholic.
you also get
Pop
access
the
to
bottom of the bottle with
LanyapMobile.com
seal.
on defined devices, as well as almost daily web-only content, breaking news, and access to the Lanyap archives and our weekly podcast. Again, it's just 21 cents a day to sign up for a Lanyap digital
it's never-
subscription.
One
So
thing I
sign
never
up today
enjoyed
at
still don't, I get rid of consultations.
my.lanyapmobile.com. That's
You get out the
my.lanyapmobile.com and help
Yeah.
make
The
mobile
guy you were talking about, they were talking about him, apparently it was one
Service
of,
Club sponsors this
Rick
paid
Cleveland's
advertising.
friends,
Attention
the
homeowners.
coaches.
Broken
And
AC,
he's a very
$4,600.
experienced kayaker, he gets out there all the time. and
$1,500.
apparently-
Fridge
Yeah, he
and
was a
fridge,
coach.
$1,000
Yeah,
bucks.
got all swept
You
out
need
there.
home
Yeah,
warranty.
He was missing for hours, they were worried about him.
I went bodyboarding down the Gulf when I first moved back here.
Breakdown.
And
HSC will
started
either do the
swimming back
repair
towards
or
the
replace
shore.
HSC
I
has
swam
over
and swam. You know, I got my head down. I'm on the
highly
bodyboard.
rated
Yeah.
with
And I
the
looked
best
up after a
response
few
time in
minutes
the
and I'm getting tired and I realized
HSC provides
Well,
coverage
I'm
for
no
up to
closer
47
to the
different
beach than I
appliances
was.
and systems in your
You
home.
hunker down.
Call for a free, no
I catch
obligation
breath and I go back at it
HSC
again. About
service
5 minutes
specialist
later, I look
about
up
home
and
warranty
still
for
there.
your
Still the
entire
same.
All
I'm
backed
in
by
it
30-day
undertow.
money back
So
guarantee.
just turned to the left,
Yeah.
went about 100 yards. I was free and came
Boom,
on back.
man.
Free.
And there was a guy that came down as I was coming out. He goes,
First year.
I was watching you caught that undertow out there. I was keeping an eye on you. I said, yeah, as soon as I figured out what was going on, I started.
800-929-7449.
Yeah, that's always
Smiling.
But if I hadn't been on the bodyboard,
Body
I
hours got
probably
over
would
here.
be
Talk
on it.
1065.
Yeah, I'd have gotten exhausted, or I might have figured it out.
Recognized guide and tournament angler put you on the fish
But the
this
bodyboard
weekend.
was allowing me
Talk
just to-
1065
Yeah.
fishing
La, la,
report is
la,
brought to you
la.
by McConnell Buick GMC
You were
on Dobbin Street.
ambient,
McConnell
not
Automotive
ambient.
dot com to see their new used inventory. And
was
Black
happy.
Toy Outdoor Company, locally owned.
I tell you
operated
this.
for over 40 years.
One thing I learned about me bodyboarding was in a wetsuit, I looked like a bowling ball trying to ride a hockey puck.
Here we go.
To get on the line, call 343-0106.
Well, that's an image too.
Hey, Mike,
See?
what's a good place for breakfast in downtown Mobile?
Well, you know.
Or
what?
lunch. Or lunch.
Or lunch.
Or booze for breakfast.
There's some place that always, I drive by. all
Is
the
it on the
time.
corner?
It's on the corner. Oh, you know, it's the corner of Fat and Happy.
Oh, that sounds like Bob's Downtown Restaurant.
It is.
Yeah.
And diner.
It's just
I
restaurant.
like the word diner,
It is a diner.
but it is.
That's that style. That's a
It's
diner.
that style.
Classic
You're absolutely
diner.
right.
Classic diner style with
One
a
of my
little
favorites.
Tony Sawyer twist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of my
Most
favorite
diners do
places.
not have booze for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. That one does.
That one does.
Yeah.
But anywho, yeah, Bob's
Any
Downtown
hooch?
Diner. Bob's Downtown Diner on the corner of Fat and Happy, which is North Jackson and St. Francis. Go by there and see them. Fridays they wear red, all red on
Okay.
Fridays, and it's Red Friday. So
Oh.
boom, there you
Is
go.
it to celebrate your Alabama Crimson Tide making their first ever Final Four?
No, I don't think it's that, but I'm sure because
Yeah.
a lot of them are not.
That's the
Bama
biggest thing
fans.
y'all done in sports in 20 years. Just so you know,
No,
because
all
y'all
those-
had already
All
won.
those national championships.
But y'all done that
football.
before. Y'all done that before. Yeah, this is far bigger because
Oh, okay.
yeah, because it's harder to make the Final Four than it is win the national championship.
Yeah,
You've
I
proven
can
it.
imagine.
You've proven it.
Yeah.
You've got
Well, Auburn's been there before.
yeah.
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 Before you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And don't forget
well,
that.
that's-
Yeah.
Okay then.
It is a wonderful testament. Bruce Pearl is why y'all are in the Final Four.
Okay.
Because before, no one cared about basketball except Kentucky. When Auburn hired Bruce Pearl, everyone else went, and y'all went and got Nate Oates, and Georgia's went and got new people. So
It's all because of Nick Saban. So
it's
anyway,
all because
roll
of
tide,
Bruce
roll.
Pearl.
Roll Tide roll.
Anyway,
Anyway,
now that takes us back to Sugar Church.
anyway, we also want to thank Hall Sausage and Wholesale Meats. Get out there. You know, it's in almost every local store there is to shop at.
Yeah.
You can find Halls.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Butch Cassidy's over there on Florida and O'Shell. We finally called Flowshell. Happy Easter, Roy. Hope
Yep.
you're having a good Easter today.
Yes.
And I
They
hope
were
Deborah
closed
Sockers-
Saturday and Sunday for Easter.
Yes, that is awesome. You know, he enjoys, especially since COVID, but he's always closed on Easter, you know, things like Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas Day. But because Roy, you know, he appreciates his employees
Yes, he does.
and he wants them to enjoy the holidays.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he'll close for a whole week sometimes
Mhm.
during the summer.
Yeah, 4th of July.
Yeah, and he'll close, give them a vacation.
It's the
you
only
know.
time I've had more than 2 days off in a week in over a year.
So anyway.
Except for situations like today, Box Out is closed today,
Mhm.
and I was off Wednesday. But I
They
still
gave you off today?
I told the boss, me, I ain't coming in. There's not going to be any.
You can
business.
fire me if you want to, I ain't coming in.
Yeah, by all means, fire me.
So anyway, so you were going to go to Fish Fry today. I'm going to a crawfish bowl.
Yeah.
But no traditional. I guess that is y'all's tradition. Is the fish fry?
Well, my dad was a cop. My brother was an electrician at an industrial plant, and I've been a chef. Our traditional Easters, we don't see each other. Somebody's always got to work.
Otherwise, okay.
When my folks were alive, my mom would do the ham,
Mm-hmm.
which has nothing to do with Easter. But in the South, we eat ham for a day. when
With
we're supposed
pineapple.
No, my dad did not like sweets, so he never cared
But-
about pineapple.
But today is National Baked Ham with Pineapple Day. Believe it or
Well, I would think that more a Christmas thing.
not. No, it's we always had ham and rabbit.
And
Anyway,
it's that makes sense. Easter bunny.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for chocolate.
But anyway-
Wow.
But anyway, now when you talked about the fish fry, it made me think, well, all right, maybe that's their tradition.
No, my brother's caught a lot of redfish this year. And
Oh,
I had
I've
some
seen it.
shrimp. So
I've seen it.
yeah, that's just
That's another fish I've never caught. It's a redfish.
you get up with my brother Steve. Tell him when you want to come down. You ain't got to bring any equipment. Have a license, because the Cedar Point Pier used to be when you purchase access to the pier, that was your fishing license.
Okay.
Now access is free.
Mm-hmm.
So get your Alabama Outdoors app and purchase your saltwater fishing license. Tell Steve when you want to meet him down there. He and Dustin will put you on. So what they do is they enjoy seeing people catch their first one so much that Dustin and Steve and some of their friends, they'll get one hooked and then turn it over to you and
Mhm.
let you fight it in. And they'll guide you through it and help you do it, clear everybody out. And some of these things, Steve, you and your wife should just go down there and check it out. Just go down to Cedar Point Pier, watch a sunset, because that's the best. That's the great thing about it is you don't have to catch a thing. You're going to see the best sunset in the state of Alabama,
Yeah.
guaranteed. It's law.
I have
State
a
law.
friend. We're talking about kayaking. She does competition red fishing, and with the several thousand.
Yeah, like
dollar
Vlad
kayak.
used to do, but now Vlad has
Yeah.
graduated to a charter boat.
But she got hooked.
Yeah.
She went fishing one time with a guy and she caught redfish and she got hooked and she joined tournaments. She started winning tournaments. She started winning money and she got hooked and then she moved to Florida to become a professional, competing professional redfish fishing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
And,
delicious fish.
and
It is-
making a living at
yeah, it's a little high in fish
Yeah,
oil,
right.
so
You like
just-
Red Bull?
it. I don't know who you're supposed to.
So it is a little fishy tasting, which is why Paul Prudhomme, when he could get it for 26 cents a pound, because it was considered a trash fish, coated it with all these spices, and he called it blackening. And it toned down that fishy taste because you had so many spices on it.
Yeah.
And that made it popular to the point that they have to farm raise redfish for commercial use now because they almost fish the redfish out of the Gulf.
Wow.
And so go out there, catch it, but go to Cedar Point. If you don't catch a redfish, you'll probably catch a black drum, which will go about 30 pounds, take you 10 to 15 minutes to get it on the pier. And sometimes you may start at this end of the pier, and by the time you land it, you're a quarter of a mile on the other side of the pier because that's where the fish took you. And everybody pulls their rods down and you go over the top of them. They all work seamlessly, but just seeing you on it, and they'll work the net, which is a different kind of net because you're 35, 40 feet up. So the net is a big basket on a rope, and you get the fish into it, and it takes them about 30 seconds to pull the fish up onto the pier once it's in the net. It is exhilarating. It is 10 minutes of pure adrenaline landing one of those big things. But just let my brother know everything.
I've even called
for a week to recover.
I've even called Jack Cavalian off a pier.
That's supposed to be a good fish,
I've called,
fighting fish.
I've caught king off of.
King mackerel.
I've called it sheephead because they're always feeding on the barnacles on
the pilings. That's what they.
But
delicious.
I haven't been fishing so long, and it's so relaxed, like golfing is for me too. It's so relaxing.
Just hit Steve up sometime. And he'll meet you down there at Cedar Point. And he and
get
Dustin, like I say, Dustin's got his own YouTube show. I'm just drawing a blank to what it is. But it's all stuff him and other people catching fish off Cedar Point Pier.
Yeah.
He does the GoPro like I do. He straps his on a chest. It is a lot of fun. There's a great community down there. And not everybody's going for the big fish. There's this little couple, Asian couple. I don't know what country. I think either Vietnam or China. But Steve says they keep everything that's legal to keep. He said even the crap that we would like bonefish that you would catch and then use for bait for something you want to eat. He said he talked to him. She boils it all down and makes those little fish balls out of it. And which I've had in Vietnamese food tucked into a noodle dish or something. It's just delicious.
Do they do like a community feed or anything of that as well down there that you're aware of?
No, not really.
Okay.
It might be a good idea. Somebody park food truck down there. So keep that in mind. You're dealing with the city right there, aren't you? Is that city of Mobile or is that just Mobile County right there? That's just Mobile County.
Here?
Yeah, because you're not on Dolphin Island yet.
Yeah.
City limits don't begin to
that's Alabama Point, isn't it?
Yeah, which is unincorporated. So you're just dealing with county.
Mobile County.
Yeah, so food truck shouldn't have any problem going down there. But they may do it. I don't know. It's a 45-minute to an hour drive for me from Sims.
Yeah.
So
Midtown Mobile.
I got to live before everyone else,
Dolphin
leave
Island.
before everyone else does at the pier. You know, if I've got to work this morning. I haven't been down in a while. Steve gave me a brand new rig I need to try out just for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That I haven't had a chance to.
We used to, before the hurricane, we used to fish off the Dolphin Island Bridge. And there was a walkway on each side.
The hurricane he means, folks, is Frederick.
Right.
79.
And there was a walkway down each side.
Yeah, I remember.
And we'd get down there. We'd go to Waffle House at midnight, and then we'd go fishing. We'd go to the pier, the Dolphin Island Pier, when it went out over water.
Yeah.
And before the island changed, and then we'd come back and fish there. Then about the time the sun cracks, we go back to Waffle House and have breakfast. And
that sounds like a great day, man.
We may have consumed a few adult beverages, may or may not.
You out there with your Bartles and James, were you? With a 6-pack of Zima.
Well, at least it wasn't White Claw.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't
Strawberry wine, Boone's Farm.
How do you get off on fishing with Easter? Oh, because your fish fry.
Yeah, you started it. 251-343-0106. Mike, what is that?
That is the Callahan's Irish Social Club call and text in line. We are live, folks.
Bottle of whites, bottle of red.
Listen each Sunday at
Hey, we got a phone call coming in.
There's a fire truck out there.
President of Gulf Coast Financial Advisors, discussing
You look at that little
tips and tricks for you to achieve the retirement of your dreams. Sunday at noon on FM Talk 106.5. FM Talk.
So if you want to set up whatever this is, Outpost Drive.
Oh, that's that screen for the. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we come back.
Skies today with temperatures in the upper 70s this afternoon.
How you came to find it, whatever.
Cloudy to the mid 60s. And for Monday, mostly cloudy with highs in the upper 70s. It's at meteorology.
Food and Wine Show. Well, we're gonna feature me.
FM Talk 1065.
It's all part of Night Out on Town, isn't it, Mike?
We got two important
Attention
birthdays.
Medicare beneficiaries.
Yeah,
Are you
for the
getting all the benefits you need? If you have Medicare,
You just
may
did
not
a
be
higher
able to get
production
new
fee.
benefits. Benefits may
Oh,
include eyeglasses, wellness visits,
Oh.
membership, meal delivery, and hearing aids
I'm
with
still
low
playing
copay.
with
To
names
find
on
out
that
which
thing.
benefits you qualify for
Okay.
and to find out if you're getting the benefits that you deserve,
Yeah,
you
you
need
don't
to
need to take
call
it that
Best
seriously, man.
Medcare.
It's just
Our
to get
licensed insurance
second
agents can look at
Oh, I
your current
worked on
benefits and tell
lines.
you what
I worked
additional benefits are
I looked
available to you.
online.
It's easy, just one call.
Somebody else.
Tell us the deductibles you prefer, the doctors you want to see, and if you want
There's
prescription.
probably
drug
somebody
coverage.
else using
The
that.
service
Yeah,
is free and you have no obligation.
Yeah, okay.
You may even find plans with zero
Sip and
monthly
chew
plan
with my
premiums,
too.
zero
Yeah.
copays on many services,
The
and zero
originality is
deductible.
sip and chew
You
Mike.
deserve every medical care coverage benefit
Oh,
out
you
there,
think we
and we'll
want
help
that?
you get them. Call
Call it Turd
800-431-6905. 800-431-6905.
That's how I know
That's
you're not listening.
800-431-6905. And let Best Medcare do the work for you.
The Mobile Symphony invites you to join them at the Sager Theater Saturday, April 6th and 7th for a breathtaking choral masterpiece, Mozart's Requiem, and Mozart's Don Giovanni Overture and Tchaikovsky's Suite No. 4. The concert features Martha Guth, soprano, and Susan Platts, mezzo-soprano, the USA Concert Choir, and Mobile Opera Chorus. Tickets begin at $20 online at mobilesymphony.org at 251-432-2010.
Every Monday at 7, Jennifer Boozer presents Sweet Home Cannabama. Brought to you by Cannabama in downtown Mobile, Alabama's first cannabis retailer. Answering your questions
Yeah, nobody
with accurate information and dispelling the myths of cannabis with guests from every corner of the cannabis industry. Check Cannabama.com and email comments to info@cannabama.com.
Oh,
And
Snob
join
Free
Jennifer Boozer Mondays at 7 p.m.
Snob
for
Free
Sweet
Monday.
Home Cannabama on FM Talk 1065. Get the latest news on Auburn, Alabama, and USA sports news.
So the celebration begins for the Auburn Tigers. They own the Bridgestone Arena this afternoon.
On the Sports Report with
Nothing today.
Mobile Mornings
Right.
on FM Talk
Oh,
1065.
we got targeted by Christmas. It's come out. They had said they were.
To get on the line, call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Michael,
What?
how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good.
I did a series of videos last Sunday. I shot them
Mhm.
after I closed the Mac and Cheesery box out. I did a hike of downtown Mobile
Yeah.
to find all or most of the murals that are downtown.
Okay.
There's murals scattered all
I see
over the
them.
city.
I see them every day when I walk by.
Right.
Yeah, there's
They're
all
really nice. Yeah.
really nice murals.
So I went around and walked to most of them. The only one I didn't get was, I think it's a Martin Luther King tribute that's next to the Greers at Broad and Government,
Yeah,
because that's kind of a hike there.
and the Coca-Cola.
Where's that one?
Were you talking about the St. Louis Street or the one at
Broad and Government.
yeah, that one's got a big tribute to the African American community with
Right.
Coca-Cola and all that.
Okay, so
Really
it's,
nice.
so it's the same. Yeah, it is. It's the only one I hadn't gotten yet. But I put it into shorts on my YouTube channel on Delta Safari.
Mhm.
And I was looking for a song to use for it, and I found one. And I was like, man, maybe there's a good song about Mobile I can find. The title of the song is Mobile, Alabama. That's about as close to on point as you can
What's
get
it about?
about Mobile, Alabama. And the group helped me with this, Steve. It's Outpost Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Outpost Drive. It appears to be a couple, a duet.
Mhm.
But this is the song that I use, and it's really good. So here it is.
But I got so damn depressed, started wishing to get top picking. My sweet tea, ice cold, no stress. Mobile, Alabama, please forgive me. I've been gone too long.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a new couple, a young
Yeah.
couple. She's from Mobile, I think, and he is from England or Australia or somewhere. I forgot where he's from.
Yeah. But
It's been all over the inner tube.
yeah, the inner tube. So
Is that like a little thing you put on it when you take the kids to the pool?
so it's
She's
a great little
got
song.
a cute voice.
So we're going to throw that into the folder.
Yes.
Yeah. So that will be in our bump music from now on. But it's called Mobile, Alabama. It's called Outpost Drive. If you want to find it on YouTube. So,
When you were walking, did you happen to go back down St. Michael and see the gentleman who did the studies on the red fire ants? There's a great,
E.O. Wilson. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the E.O. Wilson.
great.
Yeah, I walked
world.
about that one.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, it
I
really
love
is.
what-
E.O. Wilson was a naturist,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of times now people will call that environmentalist, but environmentalist is about money. Naturist is about nature. And he wrote a description of the Mobile Tensas River Delta.
Mm-hmm.
And his description of the Mobile River inspired Coolidge's, was it Coolidge? Help me out with this, Steve. You can look it up. Kubla Khan, Xanadu is the point. But I believe it was Coolidge. It was one of the Romantic poets. Inspired that the river Styx. I'm used to having my computer here so I can look it up myself. But Samuel Taylor Coolidge. Anyway, it inspired his description of the Mobile River, inspired the description of the river Styx in this world famous poem.
Okay.
And he was one of the first to really document what was going on in the Mobile
What
Tensas.
was the name again? The name of the guy?
I think it was cool. Oh, E.O. Wilson. Yeah, he's the naturist. But the poem is very. It's the Rush song Xanadu. Is that poem set to music? So
Okay.
so I've got all of this going in here. But yeah, he is really, really influential in what later became the environmental movement or the conservation movement, which
Yeah.
is more accurate. And a lot of what he did focused on the Mobile Tensas Delta. He's kind of a
They
legend.
discovered pheromones.
Oh, well, that's cool too.
Yeah, he said it's the determination that ants communicate primarily through the transmission of chemical substances known as
Pheromones.
Right.
And that's big in the wine industry too.
Okay, here's the line. To seek the sacred river Alf, to walk the caves of ice, to break my fast on honeydew and drink the milk of paradise. That's the point. And there's a line in here about the river Styx, and he uses the same imagery that Wilson used to describe the Mobile River, to describe the river Styx.
Yeah, chocolate, and wine, pheromones.
Pheromone.
I did not know that.
I'll do a thing on it one day.
A thing?
Yeah. Did you know that if you get a regular piece of chalk, and if you've got ants that are coming across concrete, if you put that chalk across that concrete, they won't cross it. It smells like illness to them.
Really?
Yeah. So I want to draw a circle around some ants. And
Yeah,
just
that's
watch.
In your yard.
exactly like how many piles of red ants could will that affect? Help me out.
Look at
Okay.
look at how many ant beds are popping up right now.
Yeah.
In Mobile. Look, they're popping up like Dollar General stores everywhere.
Go to Dollar General, get you the cheapest grits they got, throw it on the ant bed, problem solved.
All right, who got on the phone? I can't see
It's
it.
Cookie.
Hey, Cookie, how are you doing this morning?
She's
Happy-
cooking for a crowd.
Happy
Are you
Easter.
cooking ants for a crowd?
Happy Easter. Redfish and ants.
Well, if you bring your redfish, the ants will come.
I'm here.
there.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing great, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing great. I mean, really. Before we forget about it, I want to say that my favorite of the, I don't know whether she's from Mobile. I know she spent a lot of time here. Marsha Balls.
Yes.
Mobile by the beautiful bay.
Yeah. Shelby Lynn has a song about Mobile Bay. Yeah, Mobile.
Oh, Shelby Lynn's got a song about a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh,
around
she's
here,
great.
man.
She's great.
She's fantastic. They both are. Come on.
Yeah,
but anyway,
absolutely.
back to the cooking. I got a cooking question here.
Yeah.
Now this is actually it's a what is your opinion cooking question?
Okay.
Because all right, y'all have made me start thinking about fishing, which I haven't done in a long time. Okay, first of all, if you had to pick, we're talking about crowd cooking, where you're cooking for people, over 15. And
Batch
certainly
cooking. It's called batch cooking.
Yeah. Stuff that you can do for a whole bunch of people and make a whole bunch of people smile and have a good time.
Mhm.
That goes with the music and stuff. That's why we do it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, now, which I've only thought of 3 categories. What is your favorite? Like a fish stew, you know, like kind of an Irish stew, which is potato based more usually than, you know, some other stuff. And of course, oyster stew, which is, I love oyster stew.
Milk, butter, salt, pepper, oysters. It's simple.
Yeah. Hey, that's me. Okay.
And you know the best way to make it's in the microwave.
And of course, gumbo. You know.
I was going to say gumbo.
Okay, but what kind of fish? Yeah, I think that's everybody's favorite, man.
Oh, what kind of fish you want in your gumbo?
What? Yeah. What? I mean.
Something very firm. Sheephead is terrific. Sheephead is terrific in it. Now you can get something that's not as firm of flesh. I've used flounder in it. The flavor is there, but the flounder just kind of disintegrates, and you've just got the flavor.
I love flounder.
But you lose the individual pieces of the flounder in it. The sheephead, Kobe would be another one. That's anything you would grill, swordfish.
Okay, how do you spell Kobe?
Cobia, C-O-B-I-A.
Cobia.
Yeah.
K-O-B-I-A.
C-O-B-I-A.
C-O. Okay.
C-O-B-I-A.
I told you it's been a while since I've done any fishing. Okay, and do you have any that you put greens in other than gumbo? Of course, we put okra in gumbo and stuff like that. But
gumbo's herbs, which is a vegetarian gumbo. It's usually served on Fridays during Lent.
Swamp soup.
Yeah, swamp soup is another one.
Okay, now y'all talking too fast, Maury. How do you spell that gumbo? What?
Oh, good Lord, don't ask me that. It's super.
Right?
Yeah, Z apostrophe H-E-R-B-E, I believe.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay, yeah. Made with herbs, right? And French.
Well, made with greens.
I mean, that's the way. Yeah. Okay. I'm still on the same page. I'm sorry.
Now, Mike Bailey, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, has been known to put lima beans in gumbo.
I heard about that,
and David Holloway says best lima beans he ever had.
I mean, you know, it's like, especially the big old butter beans, you know, which I've also heard he really likes a lot. You know, does he cook those with some of that Zerbic stuff?
I don't think Mike's ever done gumbo Zerb. Sounds a little too healthy.
Yes.
And it tends to not have a stick of roux either. It's more like
I do swamp soup with a variety of beans and collards and turnips in it. And Hall sausage. I do Hall sausage, because Hall's has got, to me,
Cajun.
It's got the Cajun, smoked Cajun. It's got more flavor to it.
Yeah.
Well, the smoked stuff is really.
You know what I bet would kick it up, buddy?
What's that?
Next time they do a run of their venison sausage.
Okay.
Oh, put that in some swamp sausage.
Bambi.
I haven't had venison in a long time either, but you know, and I'm not requesting it, but I ain't holding back anybody that does.
Yeah. I enjoy the venison sausage that Hall's makes. It's blended with pork, and they use a farm raised venison for it, so it's not very gamey.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
They farm raise it in New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand and Australia do it. Yeah, I've been to Ruth's Chris before, and they and instead of steak, they had farm raised rack of ribs from venison from New Zealand. I jumped all over that.
Well, that's like we don't hunt moose around here either, right?
That's because we don't have them. that is a big mean deer, by the way. That is one deer you don't want to pet, is a moose. They are people that never
all the videos.
If you've never seen one live, it is hard for me to really communicate to you just how large they are.
It would be like trying to, you know, run down an elephant, wouldn't it?
Pretty close. I mean, the shoulders on a full-grown bull moose will be above my head. Yeah, I mean they're tall. They're huge.
Well, I mean, we got some horses down here in this area of the country that are like that.
I would say closer to like a Clydesdale. I mean, it's. Have you seen moose in the wild? Yeah. It is shocking how large it is to be a deer.
What's rougher is a bison.
Yeah,
with a bunch of rack of horns that are probably as wide as it is tall. No, thank you.
Yeah, and much.
Run
and very testy. They are not family friendly. They are very.
Guys, I appreciate your input.
Happy Easter, bud.
Show, and thank you. Love you. Bye.
Happy Easter, Cookie.
251-343-0106 at Callahan's Irish Social Club. Extra call-in line.
Good job.
All right, we'll stop looking at gossip.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Bob, apartment home at Legacy
Say
Oaks. I'm
what?
so
I didn't want
excited.
you to
My
have to
business
stop
come
looking at
by
the
today
gossip
to get
on
acquainted.
Facebook.
I just love having a family to take care
So
of.
the
Our
poem
folks have been
is
coming in and
Kubla
out,
Khan
getting me
by
ready, you know,
Samuel
making sure
Taylor
my
Colt.
gas fireplace and oven are ready. It's always cozy when my family
And the
gathers around
imagery
the
he
fireplace.
uses
I
for
like
the
to give
river
my family
sticks he
plenty of
got
room
from
so
the
everyone has their
description
own
of E.O.
space,
Wilson
but it's
describing
always nice when we
the
get
way
together in my
the
large
Mobile
eat-in
River
kitchen. And you know,
meanders
Mom's
through
gonna
the
love the
hillside.
large bath. It's a great place to relax in a large jacuzzi garden tub. I'll even
I'll say
protect the
something,
family
come back
vehicles with an
about
attached
birthdays
garage. And some of
after
my second floor
sponsors
brothers
after
and
birthdays.
sisters even have
I
private
want to say something
elevators.
about
I'm kind of secluded in a large
Paul
gated
Verdon,
community in Spring Hill on
his
Drury
spices
Drive with lots of
about
green space.
comparing it to
Real
the,
convenient to shopping,
the
restaurants,
pizzeria
healthcare,
went
and
to
minutes from
last year.
I-65.
You could
There's
smell
lots
that
more I could tell you about the
wild
amenities
game
here at
smell.
Legacy Oaks.
Yeah.
You know, clubhouse, swimming
How
pool,
does this
fitness
not
room.
taste
But you
good?
can find
They
that out
smell
for
all the
yourself on the
seeds.
interweb at
Spices
Legacy Oaks
everywhere.
Apartment Home.
There's also, you know,
Or you can
marinate
always
that
call
wild
Jimmy,
game
she's
overnight.
real nice, and get a tour at 344-8099.
You mentioned
Gotta go. My
Dawn.
family's
It
here.
just
How does
reminded
these
me of a
things?
new,
Family,
there's a
welcome
new
home.
restaurant
Before
on
you're at it with
Celia
McConnell
called
Automotive, talk about those
Dawn.
deals this month on Buicks. We got
Oh, what?
$5,000
Eight
off
dong.
Buick
Eight
Enclaves,
dong.
also in
Eight
Visions.
dong.
You gotta come by and see that.
When you look at it like,
beautiful
what?
Vista. It is a
Eight
gorgeous
dong?
Buick.
Excuse
We got a
me?
lot about it. East
Oh,
of
it's Vietnamese.
65 on
Yeah.
Dollar Street.
Daisy was abandoned by her
And then
family.
there's we
Placed in
went
foster care at 15 years old.
Thursday or
Her
Friday,
life was
the old
full of
Hurricanes
uncertainty.
up on
She
airport.
thought she'd
They-
never
they've
have
got a
a
new
permanent
restaurant
place
in
to
there.
call home.
Oh, okay.
And it is,
I felt like I wasn't enough. I had this hole in my heart, and I
Mag-
never
Mag-
knew what I needed to patch that hole.
Mag-
But when my mom asked to adopt me, that hole was closed.
Good
I
blank.
feel so normal
I've
now to
seen
say
it, and I
that
can't-
I'm a part of this
Had to delete
family.
the picture.
I am surrounded by love. I feel safe. And that hole inside of me is gone. I am whole. I'm finally enough just as I am.
Too many
The
electronic
Dave
devices
Thomas
to
Foundation
come
for
up with all
Adoption is changing the lives of teenagers at risk of aging out of foster care.
This was
Like
the
Daisy,
dish that Heather
every
got.
child deserves a permanent, loving home.
It's ramen
You can
with
help.
real egg.
Learn more
No.
at Dave
Were they,
Thomas
were they chicken eggs,
Foundation.org.
duck eggs, or quail eggs?
Hello again, friends. I'm Randy Bergen, inviting
Were
you
they
to
the
join
normal
me,
size?
Country Cleveland, and Bridgeport
Yeah,
Classic
they were
for the
better
Thompson
chicken.
Tractors Prep Sports
Quail
Report.
eggs
We'll
will
be
be
coming
a little
to you
bitty,
live
yeah.
from
Yeah,
the
the
Eastern
duck
Shore
eggs are a little
Toyota
bit larger
Hyundai
and have
Studios
way
for
more
2
water.
hours, beginning at 8 a.m.
Talk
every
about it, all
Saturday.
tastes the
We'll
same.
visit with
Yummy.
coaches, athletes,
Tastes like
administrators, and more as
No,
we'll
tastes
keep
like
you up
egg.
to date on all things prep along the Gulf Coast and the state of Alabama. Wake up
Get you
with the
some
Prep
a
Sports
dong.
Report team this Saturday morning
A
starting
dong
at 8
special
a.m.
with
right
sliced
here
beef,
on
meatballs,
Talk
tendon,
106.5.
Yummy,
Traffic you need.
yummy yaki. It's called yummy yaki. Yummy yaki. Yummy yaki. Oh, that's that. I like that thing. Yeah, that's really good. It is really good.
That thing's been lit up all morning.
All right, real quick, we want to thank the people that make this show possible. Bob's Downtown, down on the corner of Fat and Happy. That's North Jackson and St. Francis. Go by there and tell them we said hi. I don't know if they're open today.
I was wondering that too,
I don't know.
because I ain't eaten that yet.
I didn't go anywhere this morning. Stayed in, not went anywhere. But anyway, Bob's Downtown, and thank you guys for your help. Thank Hall Sausage and Wholesale Meats. What? Okay. Anyway, we want to thank them. Go out there and look for their products in the store. Support. They are a locally owned company. There's the sun coming out. They are a locally owned company, and we want to support anything and everything that is locally owned, and they own and they support back. So, and we want to thank Butch Cassie's over there on Florida Street, the middle flow shell, and Mayor Roy Seaver, and who's having a good Easter time over in Biloxi right now, I'm sure. Anyway, got a couple birthdays. Wanted to say happy birthday to Jim Smith tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Jim, Chef Jim Smith.
Yeah, he was on Diners, Drivers, and Dives recently. And
You know, Hummingbird Way is not a dive.
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
But you dive into that food, though.
Yeah.
You dive into that food, and we want to say our buddy down in Orange Beach, Chef Fletch. Her birthday, Chef Fletch, her birthday is Tuesday.
All right.
So Jim's is tomorrow, hers is Tuesday. Happy birthday, y'all. And I want to go back real quick. You were talking about seasoning the spices that Chef Paul Verdon's. Last year when I went to Baton Rouge to John Folse's boucherie, I understand. I probably understood it then more than ever about the number of spices, seasonings they use on that gamey food.
Yeah.
And because I smelled the food as it's being cooked, but some of it didn't have. So they were adding the spices in as they were stewing it and cooking.
Right.
And man, it was like, man, I see why they put so many seasoning spices in.
To tone it down.
Wild, yeah.
All right.
So
well, we got a caller. Stephen in Stapleton wants to talk about some stuff. You walk that over real quick.
Stephen, go ahead.
Talk about it, Stephen.
Hey, hope you guys are having a great day.
We are.
Very good show this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were talking about the when you start talking about spices, and then it rolled into the gumbo thing, and then you mentioned the roux. I'm not quite sure that too many people understand that the roux makes everything in the gumbo.
It does.
Yeah, except of course like the gumbo herbs that I was talking about, which generally doesn't have a roux.
Yeah, there are some out there. Now, my dad.
Yeah, it's thinner.
My dad grew up in Mobile, Mobile natives, but also he spent a lot of time in New Orleans, and he came from a cooking family. Long story, but he made his gumbos. He started with different types of roux. Like you start with, and we're talking about herbs and spices. That's where you put your herbs and spices in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know,
I've always been a firm believer in putting your spices in the roux, and then it spreads it throughout everything.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That's the way it was done, you know, and you can choose to put in, anything you want, really. You can you're basically making that roux is basically the gravy, and then you put your seafood in on top of that.
Right.
But I just remember that, and I know that we do all kinds of different fish, whatever we have available.
Right.
So,
and that's what a true gumbo should be, is whatever you have available. There should be no hard rules on what goes into gumbo and what doesn't, with the exception of okra, because it's a okra stew. But everything else is up for interpretation. In fact, seafood gumbo is new. It's a brand new invention. Gumbo was not a seafood dish for hundreds of years. It was a wild game dish.
Like venison?
Actually, small game birds, mostly. It comes from Africa, so it would have been grouse or whatever a grouse equivalent was in Africa. And it wasn't until it got to the Gulf Coast.
Elephants.
No, small game. No, small birds.
Small,
it was mostly small birds.
Small.
No sausage either. But the thickening originally was done by the okra. There was no roux, and it wasn't until the French came into New Orleans that roux was added to gumbo.
That's good. That's great. I didn't know that. I just knew that. I knew that you can choose your veggies when you want to put them in, and my dad would use, and I do it too. I mean, sometimes you'll use celery, for example, or with your onions, and you can just mix it up.
Bill Finch made the point a few years ago about celery in the
so until the 1950s, they wouldn't have had it available.
Yeah, it didn't grow down here, so he had a theory that they probably used the stem of collards or turnips in gumbo or soups like that, because celery only grew up north.
Yeah.
So I guess with the trade of
when we got supermarkets in the 50s,
and that, it started bringing celery down. So.
Thank you for taking us down Gumbo Lane.
Yeah, well, hey, one more thing. I thought you're welcome. You guys are great to listen to.
Thank you.
And good conversation. One other thing I want to talk about was when you start talking about venison. Of course, I've been hunting since I was, knee high to a stump, and I've learned a lot from different folks. And one of the things about the deer, I just thought I'd throw it out there, is that you got to get the game out of the game. And there's a lot of different ways that people do it. Some people leave them in a cooler and an ice bath for a week or 2 weeks, and it draws out all that blood. And before you even cut up any of your shoulders, or you take your choice cuts out of it when you butcher it.
Right.
But before you even cut anything out and start to, whether you're going to do ground hamburger or whether you're going to do, cube steak, you take it and you soak them in individual baths, get all the blood out of it. Okay. And then you start to prep it, and really venison is some of the best tasting meat. If you properly do these things and prep for that, you can do anything. You can make some of the best beef jerky. You can even salt an entire ham, and make it preserved for whatever purpose you might want.
Like a prosciutto style.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I want some venison prosciutto now. Where's Chris Sherrill when you need him? All right, Steven, we got to wrap the show up, buddy. You and yours have a wonderful Easter, okay?
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
I'm gonna post this on our Facebook page.
Yeah, that is from FM Talk 106.5.
Yeah.
I want your comments on those things.
Well, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay, I can go. Peeps Sparkling Wine. Yeah, I can see that. Cadbury cream eggs.
Porter. Porter.
This is the one. Now, jelly beans and Sauvignon Blanc. Yes, I would go with that because that's a lot of lemony flavors. A lot of jelly beans. Chocolate bunny and rosé. No. Just
no. I want that Cabernet with that chocolate bunny.
I want Cabernet or a heavy Merlot from Washington State.
Yeah.
Whoppers, Robinette.
That goes with a beer.
Gamay,
I want with those Whoppers. I want a milk stout.
That would be good. That would be great.
Because you got the malt playing off of both of those.
I had an Iron Hand stout the other night from Iron Hand.
Have you had a milk stout? Do you know what a milk stout is?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Oh, you don't like Buffalo Sweat?
No.
Oh,
but anyway, the last one, Snickers Easter eggs. It says Zinfandel. Zinfandel's okay. I would do an Old Vine Zinfandel.
Old Vine.
So, yeah. I've seen this a couple times. I posted it last year, but
Leanna wanted to make sure that I showed it to you so that we could talk about it. Gotcha. She shared on the.
I just don't agree with the rosé thing.
Yeah.
So just don't agree.
So on the jelly bean subject, the best flavor, buttered popcorn.
Well, I like the Skittles jelly beans. They're my favorite.
Well, I was talking.
Seems kind of ironic. Why don't you just get the Skittles?
Folks, get out there, support local, be local, buy local. Have a great, beautiful. The sun's come out. Have a beautiful Easter Sunday. And above all else,
provolone. I almost started giving smoke. I'm glad you spoke a second before we got about to go. 251-643-106. Get them to call that. Bye.
As long as you're tipping.
So Livy was telling me last